My wife and I were in the airport in Nassau in the Bahamas. We had just finished our annual anniversary trip, and we were waiting for our first pre-board announcement to get on a return flight home, and there it came. So we grabbed our bags, got in the human flow of traffic, and went through the gate, down the ramp, and onto the aircraft that would take us to our destination. The two open seats on the aircraft reflected the seat numbers on our boarding passes, and as we put our bags underneath the seats, I just wondered to myself, how did everybody get on the plane so quickly? Because we responded to the first boarding announcement. And then something kind of funny happened. I was sensing an American Airlines blue and not our carrier, the Delta Airlines blue. And when I looked at the flight attendant's badge, I thought, are those a couple of A's with wings, or is that the Greek alphabet letter Delta? And then the announcement came. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats for an on-time departure to Miami. We were going to Cincinnati. So we grabbed our bags, we sprinted off that plane, up the road, out the gate, and on to the correct aircraft. Now, I had traveled 2 or 3 million miles, and this had never happened before. But I learned something new that day. In a post-9/11 world, security doesn't like it when you board a plane and then run off it. And we were stopped by security, and the more I would say that we might miss our flight, the more they found another zipper to unzip in our bags. We were searched in more ways than I care to imagine. And then to top it all off, they let my wife go, and they continued to search me and my stuff, not caring at all whether or not we made the plane. Well, finally, they were done searching, and I sprinted on to the aircraft home. You know, I think about that story, and it's 2 gates, 2 roads, 2 completely different destinations. And that's the way it is with our lives. We go through 1 of 2 gates, traveling 1 of 2 roads, arriving at 1 of 2 destinations. And Jesus described it in the Sermon on the Mount. He said, you know, there's this broad gate. It's wide. And that was a picture of the Pharisees' outside-in righteousness. It had a lot of rules and regulations added to it. He said that wide gate leads to a broad road. And that broad road is the desires of the sinful nature. I'm going to be God in my life, and I'm going to fall short. And he says it leads to a destination, and that destination is death, the separation from God, the separation from restoration. And you know what? He said, many find it. And the many who find it are the proud, because pride is the lock on the human heart. But Jesus said, you know what? There is a second gate, and it's narrow. And that narrow gate means that there's only one. It's Christ. It's inside-out righteousness that comes from another. And the road is narrow. The restoration road is what happens inside with my relationship with the Spirit of the restorer. And Jesus said the destination is life. Zoe life. Life eternal and life abundant. And he said, you know what? Only a few find it. And the few are the humble. Those who bend the knees of their hearts to the restorer. So as you go through today's workbook, I'd encourage you to examine which gate, which road, which destination. And you know what? We've now concluded the series. And I just wonder if there's someone else in your life who needs to find Restoration Road, who needs to find the narrow gate, the narrow road, and the destination of life. Few are finding it, and you could be the one to invite that person to Restoration Road. Thank you so much for being with us, and I pray that God will use you to bring His restoration to others.